Okay, so with 2019 coming to a close, let's talk my top 20 physical Switch games of the year. Today, as I said, we're talking physical only. We're not including any, limited run games. We're actually going to be following up this video with our top 20 eShop titles in the next couple of days. We're also going to be talking about our top 10 disappointments of 2019 as well. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see the follow-up videos, hit like, and then leave us a comment below if you think we missed something, or maybe you just don't agree, because at the end of the day, this is my personal list. I'm not speaking for everyone. So I'd love to know what games you think I should be playing out there as well. Okay, so kicking things off, we have what I think is going to be a bit of a controversial one, number 20, Yoshi's Crafted World. I think it's fair to say they were disappointed with this one, but I didn't really get it, honestly. I don't know why. It was incredibly easy, I know that, but when you compare this to, let's say, Kirby Star Allies, that's the one I was disappointed in. They've displayed just an incredible amount of creativity here. It has awesome level design, incredibly fine-tuned platforming, and just the characters, they're just stunning as ever. I had a great time with this one. It is short, but I smiled the entire time, and that, for me, that's more than enough. So at number 19, my friend Pedro, Blood, Bullets and Bananas is the tagline here, and I think it's fair to say there's nothing else quite like it on the Nintendo Switch or anywhere else thinking about it. Here it's a somewhat 2D playing field. It has you use slow motion, split aiming, and generally just destroying everything and everyone around you, all at the direction of a sentient banana by the name of Pedro. I love it when they let developers go crazy, and this is just a true example of something different. And for me, that's never a bad thing where someone goes a little bit, weird. Expect tight controls here, feeling like an absolute badass as you fly across the screen taking down enemies. John Woo, he would be proud of this one. So next up at number 18, we get Killer Queen Black. A game that started life in the arcades with huge cabinets. This one, it's a tactical, addictive, platform title that I just can't get enough of, and I struggle to explain, honestly. It's great fun solo, though, or multiplayer, you will not be disappointed. It's such a strange one how you win. You can either jump on a snail and ride them to victory, kill the enemy queen 3 times, or collect berries and get them back to base. Yes, as I say, it is crazy, but I guarantee a good time with friends or online with this one. Okay, so in at number 17, Collection of Mana joins the Switch, and yes, it's in my opinion either for an older audience or fans of RPGs of the past. This one, it brings together Final Fantasy Tactics from the Game Boy, Secret of Mana from the SNES, and then the previously never released in English, Trails of Mana. That's why I picked this one up personally. Trails was one I just needed to play. I played Secrets back in the day, but do go in here expecting a complete throwback to some top quality JRPG goodness. Next up at number 16, Ni no Kuni. Yes, another re-release, but what an incredible RPG this is. Well, it's not, a remaster like the PS4 or Xbox variant. This is just too good to not want to take it on the go with you. Well, it can be a little bit on the easy side. The visuals, they're stunning coming from Studio Ghibli. The gameplay is incredibly fun. It should fill any RPG fan's needs. And then the story is just truly beautiful. So I can forgive that kind of easiness that they went for. At a budget price of around $30, if you like RPGs, this one, in my opinion, absolute must-own. Okay, so next up at number 15, let's get a little bit more modern. Friday the 13th. Yes, it definitely took a graphical hit from its PS4 and Xbox counterparts, but that just doesn't stop the fun you will have with this one. I especially like it on the Switch because of the portable factor. It's quick games of 15 minutes. They're perfect for those, pick up and play moments when you're traveling or moving somewhere, wherever it may be. That portability just crushes this one for me, and I'll take the graphic hit any day. The gameplay, it's simple but addictive. You play as one of 4 camp counselors escaping Jason, or you play as Jason and just, kill everyone. Sometimes a simple formula gets the theme just right, and this one, I've gotta say, I got a ton of playtime out of it. I can't wait to see what they do next year with Predator. Okay, so 14 and Ghostbusters. This one was exclusive to GameStop for its physical release, or at least it was for now. But what an incredible game, and in my opinion, one of the best film to video game adaptations I've pretty much ever played. It's essentially what Ghostbusters 3 the movie would have been. The full cast returns to face their respective characters, the story and writing is just excellent, and the gameplay, you truly feel like a powerful Ghostbuster. And if you're a fan of the films, the first time you get to handle that proton pack, you will just absolutely fall in love with this game. Plus, you can get it for like 20 bucks right now. It's an absolute bargain. Okay, so 13, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. What a 2D masterpiece in my opinion. I reviewed it over on the channel. I called it an absolute must buy and I stand by that. I'm still playing it today. So go check out the full review now. This one, it just hits for me so many of the right notes. So the combat's fun, the 3D overworld adds an element of exploration, and then the platforming, it's just literally perfect. If you're a fan of those classic 2D platformers, you know, think Donkey Kong, think the old school like Mario's and Yoshis. This one, easy must buy. Okay, so number 12, we're getting to a bigger one now, Dragon Quest Builders 2, and what I can only describe as a pure addiction. It's so easy to just put hours and hours into this one. You know, from the Minecraft-esque visuals and the childlike design of the characters, it's kind of easy to write this one off as a kid's game, but if you do pass it up, you're missing out on so much here. It's just a ton of fun. This one, it does combine Minecraft-like building elements, but then it's also stuck in alongside RPG missions, combat, and a simple yet enjoyable storyline. This one, it's a must-own for any age group. I recommend it to oldest friends, even for their kids as well. Next up at number 11, Children of Mortar. This roguelike, for me, the best of the year. It's just stunning. The visuals, truly challenging combat. It all adds on to the expected, addictive and rewarding gameplay. Here we follow the story of the Bergesons family, the guardians of Mountain Mortar, battling evil. I sunk a ton of time into this one. The game's really smart, making you rotate and play as other family members. And then the story, it's so well paced here that every time you feel like, oh, you might be getting a bit bored or you might not want to keep on like replaying after you die, it'll throw out just a little bit more story there to keep you enticed. For 30 bucks, you're going to get around 17 to 18 hours out of this one. That's not even full completion either. So I do think it's a pretty good investment. In at number 10, maybe controversial, but Pokemon Sword and Shield. I know this could get me in some trouble with the world of the internet, but I really enjoyed it. It's very much more of the same, I'll give it that, but the battles are fun, exploring the world is addictive, and I'm loving seeing it on a home console instead of, you know, the handhelds that we're used to. I'm also excited though to see where they take the series next, and I do think by supporting this, we're going to see that hopefully next evolution. Okay, so in at number 9, ready that cursor over that dislike button, The Witcher 3. Amazing game, amazing action, amazing RPG elements, amazing story, all of it. This is probably one of my favorite games of all time. It's a complete story and technical accomplishment, but I've got to say graphically, understandably, this version, it's far from perfect. And I've also experienced a couple of just random crashes here and there. I'm not sure Witcher for me is something I wanted to personally take on the go. This, I'm all about, you know, big ass TV and then Xbox or PS4 for that full 4K experience. If Switch is your only way to play though, I want to say I'd bump this up to top 3 on this list today. It is an incredible game. Everybody should experience it, but for me, I am going to be turning to Xbox or PS4 before I come to the Switch. Number 8, Dragon Quest XI. What an incredible RPG and also incredible port, throwing in a 2D variation too. So, you know, everyone old school can go back to that kind of classic look. Incredible JRPG. Here we take on the role of a young warrior who gets labelled as evil by the king. We take on, of course, the typical tropes. Assemble a band of warriors, then take them on an adventure against an evil regime. You can't get much better an RPG right now than this on the Switch, in my opinion. Next to your Zeldas, next to your Tales of Vesperia, there is a real strong collection growing right now. Okay, so number 7, I just spoke about 2 huge games, and now I'm going to talk about what I would say is a hidden gem on the Switch, and that is God Eater 3. Very similar to Monster Hunter in the way it plays. You play as a warrior taking down beasts. So, you know, basically fight them, repeat, fight them, repeat. For me, this was the best surprise this year. Incredible combat. The transition to the Switch is near perfect. Visuals, as always, they take a hit, but I love taking this on the go. You know, I rate this easily above Monster Hunter Generations. Honestly, I don't think that was the best of ports we got. But whenever someone brings up favourite games, I always mention this and try to get people to take a risk on it. The Switch version, and this is the big selling point for me, it even included local co-op. A very, very cool addition, because you don't know how long a game like this, its online community is going to last. So for me, that's going to take it above the PS4 variation. Okay, so number 6, Astral Chain. This one, it's kind of came out of nowhere for me, honestly. Very little build-up I found before they dropped it on us. And this action hack and slash adventure deserves to be in everyone's library. From Platinum Games of Bayonetta, Nier Automata, for me, they just can't disappoint. And in this one, they've dialed pretty much everything up to 11 to offer some of the most frantic and beautiful combat on the Switch. It takes a little getting used to the combat system and the controls having 2 characters, but once you get it, it just feels really, really good. It just oozes style, the story's fun, the whole world is just stunning to look at. You'll get sucked into it, and I hope we see a sequel. Okay, so number 5, and by far the most surprising one for me, at least when I wrote this list, AI the Somanium Files. If you told me an adventure visual novel style game would be this high on my list, I never would have believed you. I actually picked this one up at GameStop after I saw it on the shelf and I thought the box art looked cool. And I knew very little about it, honestly. I tried to do a quick Google, my internet wasn't working, so I just took the risk. And it absolutely blew me away. The huge story took me around 30 to 35 hours to complete. We get beautiful stylistic visuals, a cool cast of characters, but then the storyline is just really adult about murder and the detectives involved, and you're jumping between like reality and a dream world. It's insane in all the right ways. It's very like David Lynch-esque. It's probably a risk for many of you, but I personally just couldn't get enough of it. So number 4, Zelda Link's Awakening. Do I really need to say anything else? This, a remake of the 1993 Game Boy Classic. They did a great job with this one, I've got to say. I'll be honest, I initially wasn't sold on the visuals, like quite a few people out there, but the second I started playing it, the second it was in motion, I was bored in it. It fit the storyline really well, and it's a bit more of a simplistic Zelda tale, you know, so there's something about it that just balances it really nicely. In this one, you wake up in a strange land where animals talk and monsters, of course, out to get you. It hits all the marks of a typical storyline for Zelda, but in a kind of its own unique way. It's a little short, I will say that, but still $60 for 15 hours of gameplay, and it's Zelda. I'm still saying must buy here today. Okay, so the top 3, it was a tough one this year, but let's kick this off. Fire Emblem Three Houses. This one I'm sure everyone knows, but it's a tactical role-playing game, and they really went all out here. This is actually the first home console release in like 12 years. It's been a little while. They were pretty much focused on handheld only, so it's great to see it back. With this one, I'm going to say tons of replayability, an intriguing political storyline, beautiful animations, varying factions you can partner with, and then of course the core addictive turn-based strategy. It just gives this one an absolute must-buy. Even if you're not so much into the tactical gameplay world, I'm not the biggest fan, honestly. The RPG elements here, they're enough for me, so I'd say take a risk on this one. There's nothing else quite like it out there, and so many people like it, and that's for a very, very good reason. Okay, so number 2, Luigi's Mansion 3. What a game. I had high hopes for this one, and it just completely destroyed them. It blew them away. I knew what to expect and kind of expected, you know, more of the same, but here they took that model and then really built upon it and adapted it. Luigi just overall is a great lead character that we don't get to enjoy often enough. The combat's really tight, the puzzles are fun without being too annoying, and then the story all around the Last Resort Hotel, it's just pure Nintendo magic. I hope we get to see Luigi's Mansion 4 very, very soon. So in at number 1, for me, Can you guess it after the rest of the list? Super Mario Maker 2 Masterpiece. This game, it combines not only a surprisingly fun single player story mode, but just an endless experience because of the way it's been built. You can create your own levels or play other people's. You will see new levels coming in every single day. It's just pure Mario genius, but putting control in the people's hands. If you don't believe me, just go watch someone like Ryuka. I'm an addict for YouTube Mario Maker videos. I have been for years, and that dude, he's just another level. I know I'll be returning to this one weekly for years to come until we see, Mario Maker 3. I have no doubt about that. They've even introduced recently Zelda to the mix as well for you fans out there. So I just can't, for 60 bucks, this is by far the best value for money on the Nintendo Switch right now, easily. So that's it, my top 20 physical releases for 2019. And yeah, let me know what you think. Did I miss anything? Do you disagree with any of my games, or maybe the ordering? How do you feel about some of those heavy hitters being kind of in the middle of the pack? I'd love to get some suggestions from all of you as well, so I'll talk to you all in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. We have our top 20 eShop video coming up soon. We have the top 10 disappointments of the year as well for the Switch. But with that, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all on the next Gaming X.